The cabin fell silent as the woman crumpled to the aisle. 37,000 feet above the country, between Denver and Portland, the hum of the jet's engines was drowned out by gasps. She'd been sitting in premium class, poised, silver-haired, clad in a tailored emerald blazer, looking like someone who never stumbled. Now her body lay limp, skin ashen, breath shallow. Flight attendants rushed over, voices trembling. "Is there a medical professional on board? Anyone?" No one moved. Passengers leaned back, phones hovering, whispers of panic spreading. Then a man stood up. Kai Bennett's faded denim shirt and scuffed work boots marked him as an outsider among the business suits. His 7-year-old daughter, Mia, clung to his hand, her lower lip trembling. "Daddy, don't leave me," she whispered. He knelt to kiss her forehead, his calloused fingers brushing her dark curls. "I'll be right back, Bug," he said. "She needs help." He pushed past the frozen seats, knelt beside the woman, and pressed 2 fingers to her neck. Faint pulse. Too faint. Kai wasn't a doctor. He fixed vintage motorcycles for a living, but he'd certified in emergency first aid after his wife's sudden death 2 years prior, a desperate attempt to feel in control of something. He'd never thought he'd use it on a stranger. "Clear the area," he said, his voice steady despite the adrenaline. He positioned his hands over her chest, began compressions, counting silently, methodical, the way he tightened bolts, precise, unyielding. Mia watched from the seats, her small hands clasped, as the cabin held its breath. 3 minutes. It felt like an hour. Then, the woman's eyes fluttered open. A weak gasp escaped her lips. The flight attendant cried out. Passengers erupted in relieved applause. Kai stayed with her until the plane landed, holding her hand as she drifted in and out of consciousness, murmuring reassurances. When paramedics wheeled her off, she squeezed his palm and whispered, "Thank you. I won't forget." Kai smiled, shook his head, and walked away with Mia. He thought that was it, just a random act of decency, a blip in his chaotic life. He had bigger worries, the job interview in Portland, his last shot at stability. 2 years earlier, after his wife, Lena, died in a hiking accident, Kai's world had shrunk to Mia and his failing repair shop. Bills piled up, clients dwindled, and he'd watched Mia withdraw, her laughter fading, her drawings growing monochrome. When a friend mentioned an opening at a sustainable transportation firm, designing eco-friendly bike engines, Kai had jumped. It was a stretch. He had no corporate experience, just a knack for engines and a lot of grit. But he'd borrowed a ill-fitting gray jacket, packed Mia's favorite coloring book, and booked the cheapest flight west. He couldn't afford a hotel, so Mia was his plus one, his quiet courage. 2 days later, Kai stood outside the interview room at Verdant Dynamics, adjusting his borrowed jacket, Mia sitting beside him coloring. His hands were sweaty. He'd rehearsed answers all night, worried he'd sound like an imposter. When the door opened, he froze. The woman standing there was the same one from the plane. Her emerald blazer was gone, replaced by a crisp white blouse, but those sharp gray eyes were unmistakable. Elara Voss, CEO of Verdant Dynamics, a multi-million-dollar firm celebrated for its innovation and its reclusive leader. She smiled, warm and genuine, not the cold corporate grin Kai had seen in news articles. "You're the motorcycle mechanic from Flight 417, she said. Kai nodded, tongue-tied. I didn't recognize you without the blazer." Elara laughed, a sound that felt unforced. "Come in. And bring your daughter, she's part of this too." The interview was nothing like he expected. She didn't ask about his resume or credentials. She asked about Lena, about Mia, about the choice to leave his shop behind for a shot at something new. Kai spoke plainly, about grief, about Mia's quiet strength, about how fixing engines wasn't just a job, but a way to hold on to memories. Lena had loved vintage bikes too. He didn't realize he was rambling until Elara's eyes glistened. "You know," she said, leaning forward, "I've spent years surrounded by people who talk in spreadsheets and jargon, who forget that life is about showing up, for strangers, for family, for the things that matter." She paused. "The role you applied for is entry level. But I have something better. We're launching a community program, teaching kids in underserved neighborhoods to build and repair bikes. We need someone who understands engines, who gets resilience, who leads with kindness. Someone like you." She offered him a salary that would cover their bills, housing assistance in a good school district, and a scholarship for Mia to attend a local art camp, something Kai had never been able to afford. Mia looked up from her coloring, her eyes wide. "Daddy, we can stay?" Elara smiled. "If you want to." Kai said yes. He didn't have to think twice. Months later, Kai thrived at Verdant Dynamics. His mechanical intuition turned the community program into a hit. Kids lined up to learn from the guy who fixes bikes and saves lives, as they called him. Mia blossomed too. Her art camp teachers raved about her creativity, her drawings bursting with color again. She'd even made friends with Alara's niece, who attended the same camp. Alara became more than a boss. She was a mentor, checking in on Kai and Mia, inviting them to company picnics, listening when grief still hit Kai hard. She told him once that his act of kindness had changed her too. She'd started a corporate wellness program, reconnected with her sister, stopped working 18-hour days. "You reminded me that success isn't just about profits," she said. "It's about being human." The turning point came at Verdant's annual charity gala. Alara asked Kai to speak, and he stood in front of a room full of executives and donors, Mia sitting in the front row beaming. He didn't talk about engines or programs. He talked about Lena, about Mia, about the woman who'd fallen on a plane, and the choice to help. "Kindness isn't a grand gesture," he said, his voice steady. "It's choosing to stand up when everyone else sits. It's holding a stranger's hand when they're scared. It's showing your kid that the world is hard, but it's also good." The room was silent. Then Mia stood up and clapped, small and loud, and everyone joined in. Afterward, she ran to him, throwing her arms around his waist. "You're my hero, Daddy." Kai knelt, hugging her tight, and for the first time in years he believed it. He wasn't just a widower or a mechanic or a guy who got lucky. He was a father, a mentor, a reminder that second chances don't always come in the ways you expect. Sometimes they fall into your lap at 37,000 feet, or walk through an interview room door, or whisper, "I'm proud of you," in a crowded gala. If this story touched your heart, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, in the magic of showing up, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. We tell stories that remind the world, the best things in life aren't planned. They're the moments you choose to care. And if a stranger's kindness has ever changed your life, or if you've ever stepped up when no one else would, comment below with "Kindness Matters." We're listening.